For anyone who wants to get into a new genre but isn't sure how, this video is for you. I'm going to show you how to get into a new genre in only a few simple steps. The first and most important step is to have an open mind. If you're trying to get into something you've never really listened to before or aren't used to, you can't write something off immediately after listening to it simply because it's different from what you usually listen to. Open-mindedness is key for the situation, and it will take time and effort on your part. Second step is to decide what genre or whatever you'd like to get into. What I recommend is simply looking up popular bands or artists within the genre. So let's take something like New Wave, for example. Those of you who aren't familiar with New Wave, it's a genre that basically blends rock with synth pop, electronica, punk, and dance pop. So we look up some bands and we get people like Duran Duran, Blondie, Devo, The Cure, Aha, The Cars, and my personal favorite, Elvis Costello. So now you know who some of the major players are. It's time to get out there and listen. Now, for the actual listening, what I recommend is looking up the artist's major hits before actually delving into their albums. It's usually the hits that get people into a band anyways. So we take a band like Aha, and you've probably all heard the song Take On Me with the pencil-drawn music video that has been parodied many a time, or Devo with their hit Whip It, or maybe Blondie with Call Me. These are all good examples of where to start. Granted, you might not always like these songs that are major hits, but again, this is just a starting point to kind of get a taste of what the band and the genre is like. So after going through some of the songs, then I recommend listening to the quintessential albums of the genre. So they might not all be by bands that you've listened to already, but these are the albums that made the genre what it is. So for New Wave, you might have like My Aim Is True and This Year's Model, both by Elvis Costello, Parallel Lines by Blondie, Remain in Light by Talking Heads, or The Lexicon of Love by ABC. This will give you a much broader sense of what the band and genre is about. You might find that some tracks are very synth pop heavy and the others are very punk rock heavy. You might get to see all the ins and outs of the genre and the varying styles it implements by checking out the albums in full, and I always recommend checking out full albums. Now, finally, if you come to really enjoy a band within that specific genre, then that's great. Continue listening to their work and also continue finding other bands to get into. However, a warning to those who aren't used to listening through a bunch of albums in a single day: don't burn yourself out on albums. I can attest to this, that while listening to new music is fun, it can be very mentally exhausting after several hours. I can get through at least 4, maybe 5 albums back to back before saying that's it. It takes a lot of training to be able to listen to that much music consecutively, so in your first listens, I would recommend only listening to at least 2 new albums a day. As for single songs, you can listen to as many of those as you choose. But anyways, I hope all this helps. Again, always have an open mind when going into something new. The reason I love so many genres is because I spent a lot of time sitting down and listening to what's out there, and I'm still trying to get into several genres. I'm still delving into the world of punk rock, black metal, southern hip-hop, and EDM. And it's not easy for someone who started out mainly listening to jazz, but it's coming along. Anyways, that does it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, please hit the like button and also subscribe if you want to see more. And I might consider doing a kind of how to get into X genre, a new series, maybe. I'll be thinking about it because I'm still trying to get into a bunch of stuff myself. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and if you have any thoughts or opinions, leave them down in the comment section. I'd love to hear them, and if you think that maybe this how to get into series would be a good idea, also leave that in the comments too. Let me know if you want to see that. But again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. So long.